Put your toes forward and put your feet a little bit closer together. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Bend your knees. Bend your knees more. Good. Right there. Right there. How are you feeling, dude? You feeling good? All right, right there. See what's happening? He's working out his entire lower body, which an average man doesn't really do. So we're losing the connection. We're losing the rock connection between you and the earth. Now, I've been studying about men and women for like 20 years, and this, I know just about every pickup line in a book. I know I've read just about every book. This is the best way to be the rock. This is the best way to be that masculine without faking it. You can look forward. This is this is the best way to be that rock. Okay, so now when I first did this, I could only do like 2 or 3 minutes. How are you hanging, Reggie? How are you hanging? So what's happening is the act. He's working his entire legs. He's working his entire roots. So it's being activated anytime you work on something, and obviously his focus is on his feet and legs and his entire hips. That's activating it. So right now, energy is moving between him and the planet, making him hard, making it so I can actually feel it from the first time that I hit him to right now. He's like really super hard. Do you mind if I'm hitting you? I usually don't hit people.
I'll let you know.
Usually don't hit people.
How are you going to let me know? With a fist or? Okay, so is it hard or is it easy? So
It's getting harder.
It's getting harder. I guarantee after a few days you'll do this no problem. So I highly recommend this to every man on the planet. 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day of doing this. And this is the most powerful thing you do. You don't need to do anything else. Listen to music. You don't need to focus anywhere. The attention will automatically go here. For the supercharged men that just want to go really overboard, put one hand like this. Put one hand. Okay, great. Now the other hand too. Have them touch. Okay, great. Now go like this. Put them next to your hip. Right there. All 8 fingers are facing down. Now he has his whole body focused to the center of the earth. He has his whole body focused to the center of the earth, and the star, and the star actually is right next to his ground chakra. Is right there. So there's circulating energy here, building this. All 8 fingers are pointing down, and we have two fingers pointing up, the thumbs pointing up, just to balance it and center him. Okay, I guarantee, even though that was only a few minutes, I guarantee after a week you'll be a pro. This is your first time doing it. So after a week, your root chakra, we call it a root for a reason. We call it grounding for a reason. Do you guys know what these are? Okay, check this out. What is the closest thing to the ground? Your entire body, what is the closest thing to your ground? Your toes, your feet. Your feet is an extension. Your entire legs are an extension of your root chakra. Literally, this is the ground chakra, this is the grounding, and literally you have 2 gigantic roots, just like roots out of a plant, that dig into the earth. Your feet physically stop at your toes, but energetically they go way down, deep, into the core of the planet. And so that's everybody here, by the way. Your feet go way down to the core of the planet. Today, all we're going to do is expand that link between you and the core of the planet. Build it up, make it thicker, make it vibrating so that the energy just moves, just keeps flowing more. That's how you're the rock. You don't pretend to be, I'm the rock. Yes, you actually, there's actually work involved. There are things that are true when it comes to the connection of your body, the energy, and the connection between you and the earth. There's a synergy there. There's a synergy there. By the way, getting secure with oneself is also masculine. So if men want help with women, all women want is security. And it doesn't have to be money. It could be security, meaning like, is the man safe? Is the man okay in his body? If the man is okay in his body, then the woman could express herself around him, and she can be okay. So that's a true masculine. So we're going to learn to build that up. It has nothing to do with pickup lines. It has statistically 93% of communication has nothing to do with words that come out of your mouth. 93% of communication has to do with like how you are, how you're being. So we're going to work on Reggie's being. Men, how many of you guys drive a car? Right? How many of you guys have a computer? Right? Okay. So what that's doing, when you drive a car, you're basically working here and up. Right? When you have a computer, you're basically working here and up. The masculine side is all down here. I mean, this side happens to be the sexual energy, but it's the powerful masculine side. So men, the past 50 years the masculine has been going actually way down because we don't work this enough. So this is about working this. This is about standing firm in your manhood, because we lost a lot of that. We lost a lot of that with cars, with computers. We almost don't even need to leave our apartment and walk anywhere to get stuff done. We could just send an email out and just literally do everything from home. Are you all right there, dude?
I did. Distracted.
All right. So which chakra correlates to the masculine chakra? This is the crown. This is the connection with let's just call it the universe. This is the third eye. This is be able to see things farther than your eyes can see.
Yeah.
This is the throat chakra. This is communication. This is the heart, being able to love and receive love. The yellow right here is being connection with self. The orange right here is connection with others, and right here the grounding, right around the hip section, is the connection with the earth. When you're solid with the earth, when you're solid with the earth, you're a rock. You're immovable. When you're in your masculine, that's when the flowers, the feminine, can bloom around you. When you're a rock, when you're solid, then and only then can the feminine wants to bloom around you. So, Reggie, can we work on your rock today? Can we work it?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways to work on your rock. One way is jogging. One way is moving your body, because when you jog, when you move your hips, that really that really moves things around, right? So you can do that for 2 hours a day, or I could give you a 15-minute exercise that you can do every day. That you're the rock, right? Shall we do that?
You're good.
Reggie the Rock!
Reggie the Rock!
All right. So
You smell what Reggie is cooking?
I just want to talk a little bit about this chakra right here. It is not only the grounding chakra, it is not only the sexual chakra, it is the chakra of creation. It is the chakra which literally gives life for men and women. And it is the chakra that propels you and moves you forward. So in almost any metaphysical spiritual class that you'll take, even a class that's working on your psychic ability, they'll say, okay, get grounded first. In anything that you do, are you grounded? That's what that means. Are you the rock? Are you immovable? And at the same time open. But open is using your other chakras, right? But the first thing is, are you the rock? Then let's work on everything else. Actually, this is called, even though it's way down here, this is called your number one chakra, your first chakra. And it's called your root chakra. Would you say you have masculine energy?
Yeah.
Would you say you have feminine energy?
I love you. Wait, I gotta get closer to this space. Sorry, this is too exciting.
Would you say that every man and woman has a masculine side and a feminine side?
Definitely.
Cool. Would you say your masculine is well developed?
It's getting there.
And do you want your feminine to be well developed too?
Get there too.
So the feminine is basically using your intuition, like the artist side, like allowing things to come in and just basically hearing yourself and allowing yourself to express. That's the feminine. So it's very important for every man to have a really good feminine side. And the masculine is moving forward, detailed, having direction. So would you say it's very important to have a powerful masculine side too?
Definitely.
Got it. What do you want, like, would I tell you, would you be surprised if I told you 20% of men? Well, hold on, let's backtrack. every man should have a powerful masculine. Every woman should have a powerful masculine. Every woman should have a powerful feminine. Every man should have a powerful feminine as well. Would you so which one is more? Like, would you say you have a more feminine side or more masculine side?
I'm more man.
Would you guys be surprised if I told you 20% of all men have more feminine than masculine? 20%. 20%. And that's normal. That's like saying you're left-handed. It's okay. Would you guys be surprised if I told you 20% of all women have a more masculine side than a feminine side? Right? So and that's normal. That's like saying you were born in Australia. It's still okay. You were born in Australia? Yeah. So here's the problem though. When one side is too low or when both sides are low, right? If you know you have a low side, well today we're going to talk about how to just beef it up. So is it alright if we practice beefing it up with you?
Wait, what are we beefing up? His masculine?
We're going to beef up his masculine and then later on.
I thought we were going to do his lacking.
So the audience wants you to beef up your feminine side.
Sorry.
So the audience wants you to beef up your feminine side, but I think we're going to save that for later. We're going to beef up your masculine side. Well, and a lot of men think that they're masculine because they're stubborn or they're hard-headed. That's not masculine. Masculine is firm, but openness, right? Masculine is moving forward. Masculine is direction. Masculine is detail-oriented. That's the masculine. Just because someone is stubborn or hard-headed, that is not masculine. That just means he's stubborn and hard-headed. Right? And a woman can be that too. It has nothing to do with masculine and feminine. They're just they're just closed. So today we're gonna work on. I have a feeling. I think I know what you are, but it's like but it's okay. Whatever you are, it's okay. As long as you develop both of them. All right. So how do we develop our masculine side? The most important part, the grounding chakra to be that masculine man, is the root chakra, and the tips that will help you connect with your earth to be that grounding are your feet. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna do an intense workout. Well, actually, it's easy. It's only intense the first or second time that you do it. All right. Thank you very much. Let's give Reggie a big hand. You have a question?
Yeah. Is there any kind of mental focal point you should have when doing that kind of exercise?
So I really wanted to make it super easy. So the question was, is there any kind of mental focus when doing that exercise? There is no mental focus because the mind plays tricks on us. Let's get out of the mind. Let's get out of the mind. Being a rock has nothing to do, almost nothing to do with the mind. So this question, so the answer is, let's get out of the mind, work on your body, work on the connection between you and the earth, work on your grounding chakra, work on your root chakra, and just to be a rock. And so to answer his question fully, he wants to know how to go overboard. So that last part, I gave Reggie a step on how to go overboard on it. So put your hands like this. Put your hands like this, both hands like that, and then bend them down.
And women could do this as well, right?
Hold on.
Okay.
Bend them down, make all 8 fingers point grounded to the earth, and have, while your knees are bent, and have it right in front of your pelvis area. Women. Yeah, Richard.
Were my feet supposed to remain flat or being on my toes was alright? Being on the balls of my feet? Because as I got lower, I couldn't keep my feet flat.
Okay, so Reggie asked the question. Should you go on your almost like toes, right? My recommendation is have your feet flat. So the entire foot is designed to be flat on the ground. I did take a grounding class where they did do the toes. I advocate flat feet on the ground. I advocate flat feet on the ground. You get full optimal energy on it. After you've done your 15 minutes, then you can experiment with other things and do other things. What I do is 45 minutes of Qigong, where they where throughout the 45 minutes, my knees are bent. My knees are, so that's really hard, 45 minutes keeping your knees bent. And then I do qigong exercises with the arms, but that's a different class. That's a different, because that's really working your whole energetic field, which we don't really talk about in this culture. So, but that's another class. Women, somebody asked, is this beneficial for women? I highly recommend this for men. As far as women goes, well, we're gonna bring a woman on up here, and we're gonna talk about that. So, which brave? Could I have a volunteer for women?
Go, Shalina. Yeah? Shalina.
Hi, Shalina.
Hi.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about women, but we're going to work on your feminine.
Okay.
Is that okay? Yeah. All right. So the feminine also, that's why feminine also, they love to dance. They're dancers. They're artists. They're teachers. They receive. They're healers. Massage and what have you. They allow energy to flow. They allow energy to flow through them and out through their arms and fingertips. So this is the feminine, and they're really and they're just better. They're just way more better in doing that. The feminine is way more better in being feminine because she's in tune with her body and all 7 of her chakras, including the grounding chakra. And she's believe it or not, women are actually in this country in the United States, women are actually a little bit better in actually being grounded than men are, because they're in tune with all 7 of the chakras, including their grounding chakra. So, but some women do need help in the feminine area. Some, not a lot, but some. So we're just going to work on that a little bit. All right. Put your hands down. Put your hands up. Cool. Breathe. Good. Breathe through your stomach. Good. And then breathe out. Breathe through your stomach again. And then breathe out. Now breathe in the entire room. Breathe in. There you go. A lot different now, right? You're allowing... Good. Breathe out. Breathe in the entire air that you could feel. Good. Breathe out. Breathe in the entire vortex of this room. The entire energy of this room is going through you. You can feel everything that's going on here. You can actually almost even hear voices. You're allowing the energy of this entire place to go through you and allow it to act on your behalf. Now, when you're alone, when you do this for 5 minutes, and then if you feel like dancing, dance. If you feel like painting, paint. If you feel like doing anything artistic, do the artistic. Okay, you can stop breathing, open your eyes. The feminine's role, we're just going to work on 100% pure feminine and nothing else. The feminine's role is to literally be the conductors of the universe, is to allow the universe to flow through them, allow the universe to work through them. The men, the masculine, be a rock firm. The women the feminine allow the universe to flow through them, to be the conductors using their body. That's why when you dance, you don't need to, let's forget about choreograph for now. The pure feminine has no choreography, has no like straight line in which way to go. The pure feminine hears this and allows this to flow all over her body and allows it to act on her behalf. So this is also 15 minutes a day, 5 minutes of just pure breathing. 5 minutes of pure breathing, feeling everything that's around her, and then just moving. And then just 5 minutes of breathing and feeling all of it, and then 10 minutes of just moving with it, either painting, writing, or moving your body with or without music. Well, the music is actually your universe, so you can do it without music. Shalina, would you say would you say women are more socially acute and socially aware than men?
Like I'm more aware.
Yeah, like just know what's going on in the social structure. Could you stand right there for
Yeah.
me? Just kind of like know what's going on in the social structure, know what's more appropriate, know, can remember dates, anniversaries. Like, would you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Let you
Well,
in
that
right
definitely. At least my ladies over here are pretty awesome. I would say so. Probably.
Yeah. Would you say that women, would you say that women are more in their body than men, like more attuned to their
yeah.
physical body
Definitely.
than men are?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're sexy. And we know it. Yeah.
We have to be.
So here's the thing. Women are more in their body than men. So it's a lot harder for me to actually train women than it is for men because they're on their game. It's like you have something to teach me? What do you have to teach me? I was born this way.
Right.
They literally are born. They literally are born this way to be more in their body than men are. So men are walking around, compared to women, men are walking around with a lot of work to do socially. Compared to women, men are walking around and they really need to get into their body. I'm not gonna bite. You keep walking away from me. Just right here. Right here's good. Okay, cool. So the question was raised. That exercise that I strongly recommend for men, would I recommend it for women? Since women are way more in their body than men, it's I wouldn't recommend it to most women. Instead, we're going to do something else. Again, let's go back to the beginning, guys. Every man has a masculine, every man has a feminine, every woman has a masculine, every woman has a feminine. If you know you're low to 1 degree, then work on that 1 degree. If you know you're low on the masculine side, I wouldn't really recommend that exercise. I would recommend, let's say you have a really high feminine, right? And a really low masculine. Masculine is detailed. That means you probably can't schedule anything. That means your life is totally chaotic. That means you almost need somebody else to schedule your life for you. So for a woman, instead of doing that grounding exercise that I would recommend for men, I would give her the exercise, get a daily planner. Be detailed in what you do. Every day that you do something, be intentional about it. That's the recommendation that I would give women. That will build your masculine side. That's also in men too. That's also very good in men. Being detailed, guys, is very masculine. Being detailed is very masculine. The opposite, feminine, is just thinking big picture, being an artist. The masculine, detailed, programmer. The feminine, big picture. Everybody, let's give a big hand. Thank you so much. Okay, so hold on 1 second. So there's a lot of questions. So this is a cool. Is this a cool talk or what? So one more thing. Now, if the man has a really low feminine, I wouldn't recommend that to a male. I wouldn't recommend doing that to a male. I wouldn't recommend a male doing that exercise. For a male, what I would say is go for a walk. Go for a walk. Plan out have 2 or 3 hours. Have plenty of time for the walk, and make sure you know where you are, a neighborhood that you recognize, and then when you come to a crossroad, and you're not sure which way to go, stop and ask, which way should I go? This is developing your intuition, guys. This is developing your intuition. And then wait, and then go with whatever. Forget about logic. Forget about this is harder. Forget about this doesn't make sense. Go with whatever voice you hear. Start using your intuition. So these are steps and ways to develop for a man. If he knows his feminine is really low, these are ways to develop your feminine energy. Because a great man has a powerful masculine and a well-developed feminine. A great woman has a powerful feminine and a well-developed masculine. And men, we really need to get in our games here, because we are literally, imagine for a second there was just men on the planet, and then women just dropped in. wow, what are you? Your body's a lot smaller than mine. Here, let me lift this for you. Oh, something's gonna hurt you. Here, let me protect you from this. And the women could also work on their intuition and body movement. I need ideas. I need business ideas. Let me call on the feminine energy to help. So this is the masculine and this is the feminine. Everyone. Some people had some questions. Oh, cool. The questions just went away.
I have a question. How do you know that you're low on femininity or masculinity? What?
Yeah, so I was gonna address that during class, but that would have been like way too complicated. So the question was, how do you know if you're, well, one thing is, how do you know if you're a masculine male or a feminine male? How do you know if you're masculine female or feminine female? It's not that you're masculine feminine, it's that one energy might be more higher up. Again, all right, so you take a human being, whether it's male or female, your masculine is high, your feminine is high. That's okay. That's okay. If one is higher than the other, that's okay too. The problem is when one is like really low. When one is really low, then you want to work on that. Okay? So here's when one is really low. I'm a male, and right now, I know that normally on the streets, I know that my feminine energy is way more powerful than my masculine energy. All I want to do is go on a mountain every day and meditate for 8 hours. I mean, who does that? What masculine guy wants to do that? So all I want to do is just feel, right? And I'm okay with that. When I first found out that I was more in my feminine, I was like, well, I don't know if I like that. But I am what I am, and I love what I am, and I'm very much okay with that. So I figured out that my masculine needs a lot of work. Why? Sometimes I get scared. Sometimes I have problem reading. That's really detailed. I hate reading. Sometimes I have problem with details. I always think big picture. The masculine thinks in detail. So I always have to work on that. Right now I'm firm. Right now to run this class and to do this, I have to step into my masculine and just bam. You could switch either way. Whatever, for this particular class, I have to be more in my masculine than I am in my feminine. My feminine is still working for me be able to hear things because this is not scripted. So I'm constantly like hearing what's the best thing to say. But my masculine has to be supercharged for me to stand up here with a microphone in front of 20 people and give a badass speech and to take authority. So that's one way. It took me a while to figure it out. But if you're more big picture and if you're not detailed, then your feminine is really well developed and your masculine needs work. This is for any male or female. If you're really detailed, if you have a computer job, if you're really detailed, if you like everything in order, everything linear, everything structured, and you don't really think of the big picture, you just want to know who, what, when, where, and why, and exactly what time, and everything has to be in order, then you're mostly in your masculine, and your feminine needs a little bit of work. So work on your feminine. So I've shared with you, if you're a guy, how to work on your masculine and feminine specifically to the guy, and if you're a girl, how to work on your masculine. If you're a woman, how to work on your masculine and feminine specific to that man. Now, guys, this is super important for guys. If you want the flowers around you, if you want the women around you, you have to be the rock. You have to be safe in your own shell. If you're safe in your own shell, then the flowers will know that they're safe being next to you. The feminine, the women will know that they're safe being next to you. Cool. And women, of course, they're naturally more in their body, and I give you a way to be in your body even more. Any other questions?
You described a lot of things with masculine and feminine. What if you're all over the place?
Well, so he asked, you described a lot of things. What if you're all over the place? Do you mind if I dissect that question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I know what you are just by that question. Does anybody know what he is just by that question? What is he? He's feminine,
Ah, I knew it.
right?
I already
Because
knew it.
he hates for me to get detailed and for me to say this is what you are. These are the steps that you take to improve it. Bam, 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 bam. Right? He wants to know. Well, I don't want to know all of that. What if you're all over the place? What if? Okay, so that means that you're feminine and you really need to work on your masculine. You really not you. I'm speaking to everybody into the camera, right? So that means you're feminine. You really need to work on your detailed side.
But I do pay attention to detail.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. I believe you, man. Dude, I don't want to fight with you, man.
No. I'm seriously curious.
I mean, and I'm not saying that your masculine side is like low to the point of non-existent.
Yeah, no.
Everybody pays attention to details somewhat. Otherwise, we literally wouldn't be hitting the walls, and we wouldn't know what door to. We have to at least be detailed somewhat, so we could drive a car. But it's just to the degree, right? So you have And I'm just guessing how to have to evaluate you more, but I'm guessing that your feminine is really well developed, and your masculine, you definitely have masculine, but you prefer to be all over the place. You prefer to be big picture. So your feminine is.
I already knew I was more feminine.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that you have nothing of this. If you're lacking in one area, it doesn't mean that you have nothing of it. It means that you have something and you could build it. If you feel that area is really low. And I do work with men and women. You guys can just hit me up after here. I actually have a YouTube channel called Conscious Counselor, and you guys can hit me up on Facebook, Sayad, SEAD. But yeah, great questions, awesome questions. Is there? Are we good with everything?
So good.
You guys,
So good.
You guys have anything else? Thank you guys so much for having me. I love you guys. Thank you guys.
Hey, this is Quinn. If you have questions on grounding, which is incredibly important when standing in your own power, or on intuition, which is what I use every single time when I make a decision. If you have questions on these two topics, give me a call. I'm here to help.